Hello and welcome back to No Pants Profits. This is Richard, still here with No Pants and hopefully a lot of profits from our most recent IPOs we have been playing with. But I do have an update on an IPO that's going to be coming out next week. So today is Friday, November 12th. This IPO, let's jump to the magical IPO machine real quick and see when this IPO comes out. I think it comes out very, very, very soon. And we can see if we look back, we actually did a real good job calling a lot of the other IPOs there. Green, 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 green. Coco's killing me. Avid Exchange and Health, these are ones from before, but all the ones we've called so far, good for now. I know after 30 days and they lock up, things can go weird, but this is the one I want to revisit today, which is Sweetgreen. I did a video on Sweetgreen about a week ago. Actually did it from a cruise ship, I think, about a week ago. I will link that video up above as well as at the end of this video, which goes into the financials. But when I was in the financials, I found an interesting acquisition that I want to talk about. Right now, you'll see I've got 25 shares requested. Trust me, that will be changing by the end of this video, and I think in this direction right here. But we'll get there in a second. But they are going to be filing, we'll have a final price soon. They're going to be filing on 11/18 is Sweetgreen. And what made me really think about Sweetgreen, I will come back to this, so we'll show you where I'm going to put my purchases at. But what made me really think about Sweetgreen is I was out on Monday. Today is Friday, November 12th, so I was out Monday a few days ago, late at night, technically Tuesday morning. I was out and was in Wynwood in the downtown Miami area and came across something that was actually from their IPO filing. If you remember, this was their Miami location. I'd never seen this before. It was 1:30 in the morning, so life imitates art, imitates life, imitates art, imitates life. You know how that is. But what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the acquisition of a company that Sweetgreen bought in mid-2021 and talk about how that could really affect their stock price. Because if you look at Sweetgreen on the surface, you go, okay, this is just a damn Chipotle knockoff with more lettuce. But there's actually a lot more going on there. So this is actually not going to be an S1 review. We've already done that for Sweetgreen. This is actually going to be a patent review on the technology of a company called Spyce that Sweetgreen actually acquired. So we want to tell you a little story about Spyce real quick, and then we're going to actually dig into their patents, because I did some research for this, and I actually contacted a friend who's a patent attorney, and that patent attorney gave me advice on how the patent could be circumvented and different things of that sort. And this screen's white, so I'm going to lower myself down a little bit so I'm not nearly as bright. But my patent attorney friend, broke through this patent. I want to work you through kind of how they worked me through this patent. So Salad Chain Sweetgreen, which is the IPO that's coming up, SG, buys kitchen robotics startup Spyce. And you might say, what the heck is Spyce? And I'm going to show you that. That's very important. But Spyce had just a few locations. I think it only had 2 at the most, and COVID shut one of them down. But Spyce is some really, really awesome tech, and I want to show you a little bit about Spyce. So I actually have a video. This comes directly from Spyce's YouTube channel, so all credit to Spyce, but I'm talking good things, so you should be real happy this is there. So I want to go ahead and I want to play that video for you so you can kind of learn a little bit more about Spyce.
At Spyce, we set out to create a new style of restaurant. We wanted to bring amazing meals to people at a more affordable price point.
Each meal is made to order in 3 minutes or less, starting at $7.50.
When we were 4 MIT students, we couldn't really find a decent meal at an affordable price point.
As robotics-obsessed engineers, we set out to create a new, efficient way of cooking food.
From our humble starts in our fraternity basement, we developed a prototype that really sort of proved we could build something that can create delicious, high-quality meals.
Our woks cook by constantly tumbling your food, which provides a really nice and even sear. They're heated with induction, and we have temperature control to perfectly cook your meal every time.
When we had the robotics nailed down, we knew we needed some culinary excellence to really bring this restaurant concept to life.
I'd heard of Danielle, and I knew that he was one of the top chefs in the world, and I decided to try to guess his email address. A few weeks later, I got a response.
Receiving this note from Michael, I was curious. A robotic kitchen was something that puzzled me a little bit. I needed to come to Boston. I discovered that The robotic kitchen brings precision, consistency, taste, and also freshness to the preparation. To complete the team, Spyce needed an executive chef. And I found in Sam Benson his experience with me as executive sous chef at Café Boulu, also his experience in fast casual, was a very good fit.
Danielle and I, we're taking a very vegetable-focused menu, complex, delicious, and nutritious meals, being able to transfer it to the Spyce Robotic Kitchen.
Spyce was created to be affordable, tasty, and nutritious.
I really hope that our customers will leave feeling that they've gotten a delicious, exciting, and amazing meal at a really affordable price point.
Well, personally, really, all I can say to that is wow. But here's what when I questioned this, when I read about Spyce, if you look back at the S1, I read about it, but I didn't know much about what was going on. So I did talk to a friend who's a patent lawyer who kind of went over the patent with me. They don't want to be on screen because they're part of a firm, so they don't want to really go over the patent, but they went over the patent with me and told me kind of where someone could knock this off or do something very similar. But this is now owned by Sweetgreens. Look, I don't like salad. I don't want to invest in a goddamn salad restaurant, let's be honest with you. But if they've got tech behind this, I love tech. And this might not be a restaurant play, this might be a tech play. So generally, at this point in the video, we'd pull up an S1 document, but that's not what we're going to do right now. We're actually going to pull up a patent, because Spyce gets a patent for its robotic restaurant. This is back in December 20th, 2018. So almost 3 years ago, Spyce got a patent, and you can actually... I'll show you if you just click. I will put this link in the video description if you want to read this patent yourself and download it, but I have it in a much easier way to see. So I want to take a look at Spyce's patent. I want to tell you what my patent attorney friend told me about their patent, and then what I want to do is I want to show you how I'm going to update my purchasing of Spyce. So, of Sweetgreen, sorry, I'm getting confused. Spyce is owned by Sweetgreen. Spyce does exist as a single restaurant now, but it no longer really exists as a company. The technology has been bought by Sweetgreen. So we've looked at a lot of S1s. We have not looked at a lot of patents. We may be looking at a lot of patents in this channel in the future. So I do want to go ahead and take a look at this patent because it actually references other patents. So what a patent does is a patent protects, in the United States, protects your idea from other people stealing it. Most places will file for international patents, and when you file for a patent, you do have to reference other patents that your technology references or builds upon, including international patents. So you'll see this is back in December 18th, 2018. Unfortunately, it is a static document that I can't highlight sections of, even if I wanted to. So Spyce Foods in Somerville, Massachusetts. This was long before the acquisition. But we're going to look at this. We're going to look at the diagrams. We're going to talk about how these things come into play and how Sweetgreen might be able to use something like this. So the abstract, Spyce is, the patent behind Spyce here. This is a patent for an automated kitchen system having multiple cooking and or mixing pots and having containers and dispensers for multiple ingredients. The customer or other person or system selects, or a customer or other person or system selects or creates a meal or other food product and the ingredients from the meal, or the other product are transferred from dispensers to the cooking and or mixing pot, which simultaneously cook and or mix the ingredients. After cooking, the meal or other product is served, and the cooking pot is cleaned and sanitized and oriented to receive the ingredients for the next meal or other product. This is written very broadly. Why this is written very broadly is because when you make a patent, you want to cover all scenarios with a patent so no one can come and take your patent away. Now you'll see their patent looks a little tiny bit different than what you saw in the video that I played before, but you see they covered themselves more of kind of a circular patent than the way they had laid out. I'm going to have to rotate some pages and do some funky stuff, but that's okay. So again, we're looking at references that are cited in the patent. I do highly recommend you skim through this patent, but this is what it does. It actually shows you all the tech, and you'll see that what came out in this patent looks very similar to, I'm going to just pull up the video as well because I think that's kind of useful. These are the machines in the video. And then if we look right here, that is the patent file. So you'll see they look very, very similar. Again, this is a circular format, which they did not use in any of their restaurants as far as I was able to see. But you'll see the more linear format in a second. And it actually uses parts that are very similar to, I have right behind me in the room over there, I have a 3D printer. So it actually uses the belts and the drive chains and everything that a 3D printer would use. So my feelings are that these guys actually had a 3D printer toward the 3D printer part and made this. I'm not giving them any slack. I'm not giving any crap. I think it's brilliant. But, you know, they made it with a 3D printer. And you'll see that's how it actually rotates the drum, is using pretty much 3D, I mean, in theory, using 3D printer parts. When you take a look at what they actually made, I think they showed what they made in their dorm room here. Let's just fast forward a little bit. I mean, this is pretty much, these rails right here come from a 3D printer. So a lot of this structure in the rails, in their prototype, not in their final, look to be from a 3D printer with some homemade stuff. But this is the, we're going to get back to this in a minute because I think this is actually an interesting part of it. But let me jump back into the actual patent. So if we're looking at the actual patent, it shows you exactly how the product works. And this can be used to cook, mix, and serve anything, which is what I really like. So essentially there's a, on the side, there's a little, you'll see it, it's labeled number 76 and number 78 there on the patent. Let me scroll up. I've read through this whole patent document. I've done a lot of preparation for this because this one does require in-depth to talk about a patent, and to do the YOLO I'm going to do on this because I'm going to go with a big YOLO here. You know, so it will give you, part 76 and 78 are actually the heating element, which heats it. It uses an induction-like stove, so it kind of works like a rock tumbler, as you saw in the video. And I'll go to my, I'll go back to the video and point it out again, because patents in real life, they don't generally get this close. So you'll see right here, you can see my mouse. Let me make it jiggle big. Right there is the heating element, and it just goes around.
They're heated with induction, and we have temperature control to perfectly cook your meal every time.
So it's got the temperature control and it's got the induction. So I really like that. That's part of 76 and 78. And again, you know, you've got, here's where they get unique, is because you don't need any human interaction to actually clean the unit. So after it dispenses a meal, you don't need human interaction to clean the unit, which is actually where the differential advantage comes from, because how this patent could be circumvented is with more human interaction. My patent attorney friend said, hey, if you take the actual pot, I think it's important that we get the visual again, you know, if you take this actual pot, which I will, that pot right here, if you have to take that off to clean it, that's a way someone may be able to get around the patent, because the pot is not self-cleaning. This is all designed so that the pot will actually clean itself. Let me see if I can find that in the video. Yeah, so you'll see when it flips over, you'll see the pot all the way on the right here is actually cleaning it. Let me make it a little bigger because I'm down here, and let me move myself up there real quick. This pot is actually cleaning itself.
In 3 minutes or less.
So it just
starting
finished
at
cleaning
$7.50.
itself right there. That is where their unique selling proposition comes in. And what I mean by unique selling proposition, that's where the patent is actually very hard to infringe on. So infringing on that patent is actually extremely difficult due to the fact that the same pot that's in a fixed position can load the food, cook the food, you know, mix the food, and then clean itself. So you're looking at the dispense, and you've got dispense of a cooked meal, you've got mix and cook, you've got receive ingredients. So these are the different, and this is actually, let's see if we can do this. Tools, rotate right. So, yeah, let's zoom out a little bit. So you'll actually see, so this is the actual diagram of what we're seeing in those videos. So you'll see, okay, this one's actually really cool. Tools, rotate left. Tools, I do apologize. Rotate left. I don't know if we'll be able to actually get that rotated in the right orientation. Oh, there we go. So this is what's actually going on underneath. Essentially what you've got is you've got these buckets labeled 204 that have the different ingredients on it. On the shelf labeled 210, which holds the ingredients. So the human, as far as I can see right here, the human is still actually filling the buckets. And the buckets will have, and it shows some other pages, that the buckets have sauce, the buckets have chicken, the buckets have, and they are refrigerated. And what you've got is you've got the little dispenser head that's right there that goes and picks up the ingredients and then pops them in the correct pot. And you'll see again, this is a little bit more of the figures of what's going on. And that's literally just a motor that's similar to what's used in, say, like a 3D printer. That's actually showing the pot that flips itself. Again, the actual patent document moves up, down, left, right. It's like the Koinami code. So actually figuring out where things are going there is not the easiest thing in the world. Let me try that again. Tools. Rotate right. No, it does not want to rotate there, but this is the whole process right here. Let me see if we want to rotate. No, we don't want to rotate. Oh, okay. Let's get on this page, because this is the one we actually need to rotate. So tools, rotate left. Okay. Maybe. Tools, rotate right. No. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool. So this is the whole diagram module of what we just saw. And what's really cool, again, you can actually see referenced here. You can see exactly what's going on. So you'll see we're getting your ingredients. You see that little, you got the little guy that dumps it in right here, which is about to dump the ingredients in right there. And then you got that orange guy, which is going and picking up the ingredients. You'll see him kind of move around a little bit. That orange little slider is going and picking up the ingredients. And, you know, it's actually really cool when you look at a patent and you compare it to, you know, what actually became of it. You know, that's in full production. So you've got the cup, you've got your cooking modules. This can be expanded to any size system you may need to. And again, you've got all of these pressure sensors, microcontrollers. This explains how it all works. I do guarantee, just from looking at it, because I am a 3D printer nerd, but, you know, essentially, this does look very, very similar to how a 3D printer would work with the motor controllers, the actuators, the limit switches, everything like that. So my feeling is they really started with again, I don't know the whole history here, but it looks like they kind of started with a 3D printer and worked the 3D printer backwards and figured out, hey, how can we make a 3D printer cook food? Which I think is really damn cool. And you'll see that's their liquid spigot. So here's what I want to do. I want to look at the field of invention, talk about the invention, and then kind of speculate on who could use this? Because Sweetgreen just does salad. So essentially, with the acquisition of this, it's going to take a while to build out and get the tech, especially because we're sitting in microchip shortage right now. But, you know, Sweetgreens can actually take this tech and start serving meats, start serving heated items. Now, humans do still complete the food as of now. This is designed to, you know, it makes like a stir fry, and then the humans put the sour cream and the other stuff on top that goes in there. You know, the present invention relates to automated kiosk and other automated kitchen appliances and systems for preparing meals, entrees, or other food products. Again, this is just how patents work. They have this very broad wording to protect themselves. And again, the patent lawyer that I talked to said the only weakness here is that pot cleans itself. Someone could technically make something similar that you actually have to remove the pot, which again puts in a human element, puts in someone you've got to pay $15 an hour or more now. So, you know, not something you want. You know, on any given day, about 1/4 of the U.S. population eats some form of takeout or fast food. While this may be convenient and cost-effective alternative to making home-cooked meals, fast food and takeout meals are often unhealthy and consist of lower quality ingredients. Fast food restaurants spend significantly more on employee costs and rent than they do on food and beverage cost. These operating costs prevent restaurants from being able to sell high quality meals at affordable prices. Again, we're not looking at an S1, but it does kind of read like an S1. It's kind of interesting. You know, fast food and takeout restaurants compete on food quality in order to offer competitive prices. On average, low cost, limited service restaurants spend just about 28% of the total income on food and beverage costs, compared to 27% on labor. Cut the labor and you can spend a lot more money on food. I like this. 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 You know, and they spend 27% on labor, 10% on rent. So essentially, we can make a smaller kitchen that cooks itself with much more minimal human labor. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. At many fast food restaurants, the face value of most meals far exceeds the ingredients cost required to produce them. In an industry that's so competitive on price, restaurants are forced to use cheaper processed ingredients and cannot dedicate resources towards the food and menu development. Poor quality fast food has been shown as a major contributor to being fat. Poster child. You know, for being fat in the U.S. Consequently, needs exist for alternative fast food restaurants to provide healthier meals at a competitive price. The invention provides a meal preparation system, an apparatus which will satisfy the needs and alleviate the problems discussed above. The invention provides a fast food restaurant kitchen concept or kiosk. You could put this in a vending machine as well. Imagine if you had like a fresh cooked vending machine that would do this. or kiosks, which drastically reduced overhead costs. When you don't need the people as much, you reduce the overhead, you reduce the footprint of the restaurant, you can actually make better quality food for less money. This is possible by automating the entire meal production system, therefore eliminating the need for on-site employees. No benefits, no salary. Guess what? In the end of the day, as a shareholder, that's something you love. The biggest cost to any company is benefits and salary. We were looking at some of these other companies that are just hiring like absolute gangbusters. Take, for example, what's the one that was hiring like absolute gangbusters? Braze. This is one I was going to say, it's very risky because they're high and they're hiring like absolute gangbusters. And it's going to happen. It's going to go public about the same day, if not the same day, 11/17. Let's see. 11/18. So that one's going to go public the day before Sweetgreen's goes public. But that is all based on people. This is technology getting rid of people. It's bad for the community. It's bad for the world. But you know what it's good for doing? I'm going to grab my giant penny. Making money. That's what it's good for doing. You get rid of people. You're not paying benefits. You're not paying salaries. Machines don't get sick. Machines break, but that's why you have replacement parts. The inventive apparatus can be configured to autonomously cook and serve up to 300 meals or more per day with no human involvement. This automated restaurant will preferably be restocked and serviced by employees once every 24 hours. By way of example, the inventive apparatus and system are well suited for preparing meals such as stir-fry, pasta dishes, and rice dishes that consist of small part ingredients and need to be simultaneously mixed and heated. Chipotle. 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 They're coming for you. Now, if you take a look, Sweetgreen has put up a price of between $23 and $25 per share. And we can see how many shares they're going to... Let's see if we can jump in. I know we've taken a look at this before in another video, but let's just see how much they're trying to raise. Maximum proposed. So they're trying to raise $359 million. Now, let's compare that to who I'm calling out here, because I'm calling them out because I do think they're very relevant in this discussion. Chipotle Mexican Grill. CMG. Chipotle Mexican Grill. They're worth $51 billion. Think about that. Chipotle is worth $51 billion. They could buy this up in a second. The inventive apparatus can be configured to make three. By way of example, the inventive apparatus are well suited for preparing those meals. It's open facing so that customers can see their meals being cooked fresh. Again, it's a healthy argument too. Customers can customize their meals with different sauces or ingredients. The menu system will preferably allow customers to select proteins, vegetables, and starches to create their own meal. Customers have the option of ordering their meals via a mobile app or using the touch screen. We saw the little kiosk. Or other user interface on the kitchen apparatus itself, because it's saying that, if we build a vending machine, the apparatus could have it on it. Payment can be made via credit card or debit card. Kind of interesting. So they don't even want to talk about cash. I would have, back even in 2018, I would have put the Apple Pay in there too. One aspect is provide an automated system for preparing meals, plurality of ingredients, putting it together, assembling it. Again, this is all legal mumbo jumbo there. Preparation assembles the ingredients, dispensing assemblies can be installed in fixed locations, and automated systems can comprise of a transfer assembly comprising of one or more transfer containers mounted for automated movement from any ingredient holding to dispenser. This gets very technical, but the important thing is this tech is here and Sweetgreen owns this tech. If they don't use the tech themselves, they could actually be an acquisition target. Look, people don't want to work now. They're demanding, people are demanding at least $15 an hour in many locations. And you have two options. You either raise the price of your food dramatically. If you've noticed, the dollar menus are going away left, right, and center. So you either raise the price of your food dramatically, or you get rid of your most expensive element, which is the human element. I will tell you another name for this channel before No Pants Profits was profits before people. Because in the end of the day, all shareholders care about is profits before people. Any CEO that comes out and lies to you, of a public company, not a private company, any CEO of a public company that comes out and lies to you and says, employees are our number one, best, most important thing, they're lying to your face. If they're a private company, go ahead. But if you're a public company, you answer to the shareholders. That's the most important thing. You answer to the shareholders. This is fantastic. I love this tech. This patent actually holds up. I did take some time, do some research, speak to a patent lawyer. This patent holds up. This is gonna be huge, as our ex-president would say. So what am I gonna do? Well, I was a little weak on Sweetgreens at first, and again, I haven't changed it yet until I did this video. But if I want to edit my request, I got a lot more money now. So I'm gonna go. I don't think I have that much. I don't have that much. Let's see how much it said I can do. 115. So I'm going to put in for 115. I might drop something on something else. I'm going to put in for 100. Huh? Let's go 99. Again, I can add some more money beforehand. If I wanted to. The cool thing is what these IPOs do is they do actually tie up a lot of your cash, so you can rob Peter to pay Paul. You'll notice I've actually taken my SEV or my Sono group down a little bit because of an Evergrande default. But if I wanted to edit my request here, let's go down to, say, 5 there. On Breeze. It'll let me, on Braze, not Breeze, it'll let me take that and potentially edit my request up to maybe. Perfect. All right. So I might even put in a little bit more, but that is the highest number of shares I've requested for any IPO since I started this channel. That will tell you kind of where I'm at, because it's literally the highest number of shares I've requested for any IPO since I started this channel. I love this. I love where it's headed. I think that Sweetgreens is going to take this tech from... I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Sweetgreens is going to take this tech from Spyce, and they are going to run with it. So this is a little shorter than my other videos, but it's a follow-up to Sweetgreen. I hope you've liked this little deep dive into the tech they bought from Spyce. They did buy this tech from Spyce. When did they buy the tech from Spyce? So this news came out on August 25th of 2021. So they've not really had the time yet to realize what they're going to do with the tech. But you'll see Sweetgreen's plan to eventually incorporate Spyce's technology into its restaurants and will likely take some time to scale up the needs of the chain, which currently operates more than 120 locations across the U.S. We built Sweetgreen to connect more people with real food. Healthy fast food like pizza salads are a clear target for early food automation. They're both popular and relatively straightforward to automate, essentially mixing a bunch of ingredients together in different shoots in a bowl. So they can use this cold too. There's nothing in the patent that says they can't use it cold. Sweetgreen's quick note, the plan isn't to replace employees outright, however. Yeah. I'm allergic to something. You know what I'm allergic to? Bullshit. They want to replace employees. They're a public company, or as of the let me give you the exact date. As of the 18th, they're a public company. As of the 18th, they have to start answering to investors. They want to get rid of employees as quick as possible, especially if those employees are costing them $15 an hour, plus benefits, plus they have to feed them. They go, I'll give you the line. Team members will be able to focus more on the preparation and hospitality moments while having the opportunity to work with state-of-the-art technology. The company writes, it will invest more in training and development, support team members to become head coaches. Interesting team members will be able to develop technology-focusing skills and operate and maintain Spyce technology. Bullshit. They want to get rid of as many people as they can right away, because guess what? We got a labor shortage, we got a food shortage, we got an everything shortage. Inflation is not transitory. This is brilliant. Gets rid of your $15 an hour plus, could be more than $15 an hour in a lot of locations. Even for food service, we're looking at like $15 an hour, believe it or not. Gets rid of your $15 an hour. And also in food service in the markets that Sweetgreen is in right now. Gets rid of your $15 an hour, gets rid of your benefits, puts robots. Robots don't complain. Robots don't do sexual harassment. Robots aren't racist. It's great. Lets you get rid of your HR team. I love it. So it is a Spyce so nice it will change your life. Sweetgreen's FTW for the win, 100%. This is Richard from No Pants Profits saying, buy that Sweetgreen's IPO because it looks real sweet, even though I'm too fat for a salad. I'm salad intolerant. But this is Richard from No Pants Profits reminding you, when you wear no pants, all you got left to lose is your shirt. I'll see you for the next IPO. Have a great one. Bye.